Down. Episode 69 happens to be one of Akil's favorite numbers.
Oh
Episode
yeah.
69, sponsored by Unstoppable Domains, powered by Gokhshtein Media. Anybody interested in getting an NFT or domain name, you can go on to gokhshteinmedia.com and get yourself a NFT domain name. Yes, by clicking on a few of those links, and they're safe because we have a really good security team that does really cool shit. And again, powered by Gokhshtein Media. Don't know why we're still on the air, but apparently, apparently our stay has been extended. Um,
Why do you sound
thank you,
so bitter about it?
because I was trying to get fired. It's impossible. Just trying to get canceled, fired, try to get everything done. It's not happening. So yeah, shout out to Gakshi Media for going ahead and dealing with the shit that we go ahead and talk about every day. Hello, Akil Patterson. It's nice to see you. See that you're in a good mood. I'm sure. And by the way, Akil Patterson is modeling the Gakshi Media shirt, which you can buy on gokhshteinmedia.com. If you really do genuinely want to support us, you could go buy the shirts and support us so we can stay on the air before we get fired. And you'd have to go ahead and find another podcast that is lame and boring as fuck to go ahead and listen to. So
David,
if you
why
want
do
to keep
people
us
always
on the
want
air,
free stuff? Why do they always want free stuff?
because people like free. People don't like dipping in with the, people have out. Hey, I support you. I support you. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't support me. You
I
don't
just
support us.
because it's always your homie that wants free stuff and like, yo man, yo, can you hook me up? You're like, hook you. I'm running a business, not a charity. What the fuck? Why I gotta hook you up?
This ain't charity. This ain't a freaking charity.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Um. Well, welcome back again. Welcome everybody on YouTube. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you. By the way, just wanted to make a note that if you really want to see some funny shit go down and you want to see our expressions as we speak, you'd want to go ahead and tune into YouTube. We are live 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Akil Patterson wakes up really early on the Pacific. I mean, I've been
Yeah.
up since 5 o'clock working out. I am tired. I've burned like 650 to 700 calories. I didn't even have breakfast. And I'm on here. I'm looking at water right now. I'm trooping it. I'm trooping it for the people. For the people. So you guys can be informed and guys can finally have a channel that will go ahead and talk that talk and not be that PC shit that you go ahead and roam around and see all over the fucking place. Akil Patterson, what's going on, man?
I am looking at the over 1,600 dead coins. David, did you realize that?
1,600 dead coins.
There are 1,600 dead cryptocurrency coins right now in the ecosystem that haven't moved one freaking iota. Like, that's telling you how dead they are. Do you realize that we've got over 1,600 dead cryptocurrency projects in the market? Why? I do not know. Why? I do
That's
not know.
crazy.
But that's like really when you get down to it, you're like, man, it's that bad out there. It's that bad. These hoes ain't loyal.
These
Here's like,
hoes ain't loyal. That's true. These hoes are definitely not loyal.
let me just give you. It's OX Bitcoin Cash is a dead coin. One coin dead coin. One credit dead coin. Two chi coin dead coin. 300 clubits dead coin. 3D coin dead coin. 4 new dead coin. 6 coin dead. 8 coin dead. Why people keep naming things with a number after it, I do not know. Over 1,600 dead coins sitting around here, and I'm looking for David's favorites. Let's see. Let's I was gonna look for all the doggies, but apparently they're all dead too. Man, there was a lot of dead coins, over 1,600, just this cycle. Just this cycle.
Kishu. Kishu's fucking dead.
I'm gonna see. Let me see if they're on here.
They should be on there.
They probably. I'd hope they would be, but like you, they probably didn't listen. Yeah, there's Umbrella Coin, Unicoin. I don't see Kishu. A lot of letters to go through. Oh! Here's my favorite one: Tiger Coin. Tiger Coin. Tiger Coin is an inactive coin. You know who came up with Tiger Coin? You know who pumped Tiger Coin?
Who?
Matt Wallace.
I knew that was coming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Tiger Coin.
Tiger Coin. It's an inactive coin.
Watch all these. It should be on there. I'm telling you, man. It's a piece of shit. That's what it is. Piece of crap.
I'm looking. Jesus, man. Yeah, there's a lot of. There's even coins on here that people were talking about in the past, like they were gonna. Yeah, a lot of S's. Yeah, a lot of S coins, and I guess that just stands for shitty coins. A lot of shitty coins, but over 1,200 in the marketplace right now. Over 1,600 dead coins since 2021. 1,600 dead coins since 2021. I'm gonna have to go through this list at another time to really go through it, but it's pretty fascinating if you take a look at it. You can always find out about how many dead coins there are, because actually I was reading news articles last night about this same subject matter. It's like how many dead cryptocurrency projects are out there. The federal government is looking at those dead cryptocurrencies to see if they were scams, and that's kind of how I got put onto it. So good luck to all you assholes out here with these dead coins.
I've been reading the news a lot. Well, first of all, shout out to Bitcoin and the entire market. It looks like I don't know if you've taken a look at the Bitcoin chart, but it does look different. It looks like it wants to go ahead and start moving in the right direction. So maybe October is Uptober, and we will see some green and less salt. We'll see some more celery and less salt out here in these Twitter streets. These fucking nerds attacking each other. Fucking having sword fights out here.
These hoes ain't loyal. You know it, David. They ain't loyal to nobody but themselves. Sorry,
Elon Musk. Did you read about Elon Musk being attacked by the Ukrainian government?
Why?
This is the same man. Let's speak on Elon for a second. This is the same man who went and provided Starlink internet service to the country of Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Provided internet service for the country of Ukraine. And what does he get in return? He gets a poll put up. First of all, one of the diplomats said they are no longer going to buy Tesla vehicles. Then you had the president of Ukraine state that, hey, we are. He put up a poll. Did you like the Elon that rooted for Ukraine, or did you like the one that rooted for Russia? And this all started because Elon, put out like a tweet out there trying to figure out how these two countries can avoid a conflict, a war, and literally not have nuclear weapons used. So I guess Ukraine wasn't too happy about that. Started dissing Elon Musk. You know how much it costs Elon Musk to go ahead and do all this shit for them? $80 million. $80 million. And counting. $80 million. And that's the thank you he gets. Whether you like Elon or not, but that's the thank you he received.
But is that really the thank you he received, or is that kind of? I mean, it's pushback for what he said. I mean, obviously they're entitled to that. That is literally freedom of speech. He says what he
That's
wants.
fine.
They say what they want.
So you're gonna boycott a guy who has done everything, and he stated that he's pro Ukraine. He stated he's pro Ukraine. So
I mean,
you're
but
gonna you want this guy to completely be. Yeah, I mean, this guy's not allowed to express an opinion. You guys are gonna go and boycott Tesla because he had an opinion. You guys are. This is why. Don't worry. Don't worry. This is leading into my subject where we are gonna be next, guaranteed. Because if the United States says something wrong, they're gonna be like, "Oh, see, the United States is not supporting us." Meanwhile, the United States has printed out more money to support Ukraine than it's printed out to go ahead and support its own citizens. But don't worry, that's okay because we like helping people that hate us. Should I go through the should I go through the regions? Should I
uh,
go through the countries?
you could go through them, but it's the same. Like David, it's no different than like the sheer fact that you were upset a week ago when I said, "Hey, giving people $10,000 off on student debt who make under 125K a year isn't a bad thing." And you were like, "Why am I paying? Why are you letting someone get their debts paid off?" I'm like, "Well, we give money to other countries." I mean, look, people are gonna bitch regardless of what you do. I mean, honestly, that's the bottom line. Is rather it's Elon Musk or rather it's Joe Biden or Nikola Tesla. Like, people are gonna complain. People find a way to always complain until they don't have a reason to complain about it anymore.
But
You
you
know,
are giving people a the difference between me arguing about student loan forgiveness is you're giving people a free pass. That's
what
what
do
you're
you think?
doing. You're giving it you're giving people a free pass. Hold on, you're not listening to what I'm saying. As usual, you will not listen to what I'm saying. Okay, you're looking at me. I get it. But I'm all I'm saying is that you're giving a bunch of people a free pass. Half of these people didn't graduate, and now we have to pay off their debts.
What do
Does
you mean
that
half of
sound
them didn't
right?
graduate? How do you know that half of them didn't graduate?
Okay, how about this? How about this? If somebody went to okay, Akil, I'm gonna ask you this. If somebody went, you're sitting at McDonald's and somebody came in and bought they bought $40 worth of food. Are you gonna pay for it?
No.
Okay. So you're okay though with paying for somebody's student loans though.
Yes.
Okay.
Because
Makes absolutely
they're
no
not they're
sense.
not the same. They're not the
They
same.
are the same. They
No, they're
are the
not.
same.
David, we
They
pay
are.
for people's food right now.
No.
Yeah, you do.
No.
It's called an EBT card. You know those the food stamps, EBT card? You pay for it.
Yeah, I pay for it. Taxpayers pay for that
Yeah.
for those that literally can't afford stuff. So
Yes.
if I go to college, I've made a commitment. I've made a commitment to further educating myself for the next 2 to 4 years, even
Hmm.
more.
Okay.
Okay. I've made the commitment. You didn't make the commitment. I did. Okay. Now, if I finish college, you don't deserve to go ahead and pay off my debts. It's not fair. I chose to go to college. You didn't.
Okay. So my rebuttal. What's the difference between giving Americans 10 grand and giving the Ukraine $33 billion?
Both wrong. We should not be providing money to the Ukraine. We should not be providing any money to the Ukraine. What we should be doing with that money, if you want to really pick my brain, we should be taking that money and investing really investing into infrastructure. We should be investing into mental health, especially with everything that's gone on with 2 years of being restricted from doing every single thing. There are people suffering with mental health issues. You have literally men, now men, that are suffering with mental health issues. They will not speak their mind in committing suicide. We have a big problem. But you know what the problem is? We don't take care of our problems. We continue to take care of other countries' problems. Ukraine is not our problem, nor is Russia. They are not our problem. And how about the other countries in NATO step up and pay their dues instead of having us pay for everything? So, yes, it does bring me to the fact that if I went to school and I've made the commitment to go to college and further advance my personal education, my career, you should not be paying for it. You should not be paying for it. Period. Now, do you want to go ahead and make 2 year college free? Community college for 2 years free? Okay, do that. That's fine. That's fine. As long as there's incentive attached to it. But we as a country, all we do is we give out stuff for free with no incentive. There is no incentive. Okay, I'm gonna go to college. Fuck it. I don't even have to finish. Okay, it's gonna be paid for. What incentive do I have?
It's not.
None.
No, hold on, hold on. This is like a
Yes, it
one-off.
is.
This is
No,
not
it's
like
not
a.
a.
It's a one-off.
You know what? Income tax was on one off also in 1918. 1917, 1918. Income tax was a temporary one off. Okay. And what happened? It's here today.
Woodrow Wilson.
You can name whoever you want. It's here
Oh no,
today.
I just like to be clear that Woodrow Wilson, who is a absolute total racist, terrible human being, was the one who brought back income taxes. He was actually a Klan member too, but they're the ones who brought back income taxes, not us.
1917, 18, when we had to fight these wars, it was all about, hey, this is temporary. The word temporary was used, temporary. And now, till this day, we pay taxes. There's nothing's
Old
ever temporary.
rich dudes decided that one.
Doesn't matter. I'm telling you right now, you say it's a one off for colleges. This is just a one off. No, it's not going to be a one off. It's going to be, they will figure out a way to go ahead and make it happen to where, oh, okay. Again, like I said, I have no incentive. Do you understand what I'm trying? I have no incentive to go ahead and pay off any of these debts. You know why? Because I know the government's going to come in and pay for them. And you know who's going to pay for them? I am. The person that works every day, that gets up at 5 o'clock in the morning to prepare himself to build and continue to build his small business, he's going to go ahead and wind up paying for it. Period. I am going to be the person, among other people, that are going to have to pay for somebody's debt, which is unfair. Think about how fucked up it is, too.
You okay, David?
I'm fine. I listen. I'm perfectly fine. I'm just
All
saying
I'm
that
saying is once again, you said, "Why don't we do something for our people?" We did, and it still isn't. It's not what you wanted. I mean, you can't win for trying. So we did something for people here in America. Not everybody got it, so not everybody's happy. So now everyone's going to complain. Look, that's life. Not everybody gets the same thing. Wait your turn. Something's going to come around. Advocate for things you care about. I mean, because seriously, what's the complaint? That we help people, most of them making $75,000 or under, who have at least a college degree who are effectively working in the public sector. Like, what do you want? Like, they're Americans, so what do you want?
If you're going to come out with a plan,
Mm-hmm.
if you're going to have a plan,
Mm-hmm.
sit back and put incentives into them. So for instance, if you want to go ahead and pay for somebody's college debt, make sure that they finish college.
You know what? In the state of New York, I believe that's a requirement, isn't it? If you get the free tuition remission in the state of New York, you can go to SUNY schools. That's SUNY, that's State University of New York. You can go to college. If you graduate, you commit to, I think, maybe 5 years of working in the state, and then from there, you get your loan forgiven. If you don't do that, then you have to pay back the loan. So there are programs that already have that kind of built in, but it took a long time to do that. And so, yeah, there are opportunities to do that. I think the federal government can do better, but ultimately, this comes down to, are we putting in systems that allow people to make this change? And I guess this is a first step to being able to make those changes. Because, David, what you're asking for is consensus. And that is to get as many people to say, hey, this is the way we want things to go. That is a consensus kind of approach. If you want more
Uh,
stringent parameters, that means people on state levels have to have that conversation.
I am not asking for any of that shit. I'm asking for the federal government to stop taxing the taxpayers for no fucking reason.
Whatever. Look, I see a lot of people crying their little tears, and this does help people a lot of people making under 75,000. This is what
But
called,
why am I paying? Why am I paying the
bro,
bill?
because you pay for things in this country.
No,
Like,
that's you
honestly,
just
I get people.
that's
There are people.
socialism.
Oh, you want to hear about socialism? Okay, fine.
That's
Okay. People
socialism.
in West Virginia complain that there aren't enough hospitals, right? People in West Virginia complain that there aren't enough hospitals. They don't pay enough taxes to build new hospitals. So why should they have hospitals? I mean, that's the argument you're saying here. But should we not give rural communities hospitals? Should we let people die because they don't pay enough in taxes to build their own hospital? I'm just saying that's what you're asking. If people don't pay enough to build something, then who's going to front the bill? The government. The government fronts the bill for people who did not pay enough in taxes to get these things. And so now we have to build these things for those people so they don't die, so we don't leave our American friends and brothers out on the streets cold, hungry, and destitute. That is why we do these things. So while you say socialism, that's literally a social program. The government is not here to make money. It actually is here to break even or run in a deficit because it has to help its citizens. Don't know what you want to hear. What do y'all want to hear?
You're totally wrong. That is
I'm not.
socialism.
Go ahead. That is not, dude.
Hey, hey,
Dude.
we
Public
have people making
education is socialism.
$75,000 a year.
Public
We have to pay
education is
for their
socialism.
no, yo, bro. Like you really honestly like if it was up to you, you would like make sure that everything is paid for everybody, and they can go ahead and just fucking do whatever they fucking want. So I have to slave away, but somebody can go onto a fucking beach and smoke Newports and chill out there all day, getting a suntan. Meanwhile, I got to bust my ass for 15 hours a day, make sure that I can pay every single employee, and make sure that my company stays up, so I can go ahead and pay some fucking loser that didn't want to fucking finish college. I got to pay the fucking bill. Really? That is socialism.
Public education is socialism. I mean, what do you want me
Public
to tell you, David?
education.
Public education is a socialism. Do you not realize that?
Oh my god,
Somebody else
bro.
pays the bill while your kid goes to school. Like, that's what else. That's everybody gets a public education. That's considered socialism. It's a social program. Legit. I'm just telling you, man. Like,
You are playing semantics here, but it's okay.
public education is socialism. It just is. It's what it's meant to be. Social programs for the welfare of the people. Those are programs, and that is considered socialism. Most people I obviously do not recognize that. I'm being honest with you all. And if you're getting upset or I triggered you in some way, suck a egg. I'm just telling you the truth.
So you're okay with paying. You're okay with paying. You know what? Fine, Akil. Listen. Since you're okay with paying for things, can you go ahead and pay for my healthcare? And also, can you go ahead and pay
Already do
for?
that.
You don't pay for my healthcare.
Well, if you want to be on the state run
No, but
stuff,
I'm not. But I'm
you
not.
could be.
No, but I don't want to be.
Well, that's a choice you make then.
No, because I don't take advantage of the system.
But that's a choice.
No, but that's a choice for people. That should be a choice for people that make $20,000 or less per year, okay? Who are maybe single moms, single dads, single parents that are literally trying to get by. That should be the choice for them. And that I'm okay with because sometimes you get stuck in a situation that, you know what? There's nothing that you can do. And it should be limited, but it should come with incentives. So we're like, okay, I have this for now to keep me up, to keep me up. But now I have incentives to go to school. Okay. I have an incentive to go to school and then to get an entry level job to the point where I am now off and I'm not depending on the system. See, that's the difference. You want to make sure you give people an opportunity not to depend on the system. You want people to depend on the system, and that is socialism. That don't work. By the way, free healthcare doesn't work. It doesn't work. People got to wait in lines. It's on their terms, this whole free healthcare system shit that you have in other countries. It's a great concept that doesn't work. But okay, that's fine.
I'm just pointing out the facts.
You can
If
point out whatever you
you
want.
believe you hate socialism, then you fundamentally have to hate a bunch of other things too. I mean, it's just there are programs that are social programs for the benefit of the people. I mean, the largest social welfare program ever in American history, FDR, was the New Deal, in which spanned across the United States and took up 4 decades. It just did. It just really was that large. And so, yeah, and a lot of people benefited. Matter of fact, David, a lot of companies in the United States benefited from that because they had expansion. It's is what it is.
I'm gonna have to agree with this guy over here saying that you're struggling to make and justify your points.
I'm not struggling at all. Unfortunately, this guy that just came in here recently to suck you off isn't really about that smart. Probably, I don't know.
What do you mean
Not my
suck me?
issue.
Yo, bro, what do you? So everybody who agrees with me is here to suck me off? Like, come on.
Well,
I
I
don't even
mean,
have
David,
that many.
David, they agree. Well, hold on, wait a second. You just said they agreed to suck you off, so that means
No, I didn't say
you
that.
asked
I
them
said
to
like
already.
everybody
That
who
implies that
hold
you
on,
asked them, David.
everybody who comes in here is here to suck me off. Like that's what
Well, you
what you're
said he
trying to say.
agreed, so that would imply
I
that
didn't
you
agree
had
anything.
asked him. So you asked him in here to suck you off.
Okay, listen, Akil. Listen, it's all good. I understand. I get it. I get it, and
We're
it's okay.
building,
I
David. We're
understand.
building.
You're building. You are building a socialist environment. That's what you're building.
What am I building a socialist environment on? I literally nothing I've said is actually a
Yeah,
socialist.
you're like, hey, let's pay for everybody.
I didn't
Let's pay
say.
for everybody.
I didn't say for everybody.
Yeah, it's like, hey, let's pay for everybody. Shit.
So I listen, how about this one? I believe that reparations should be given to those families that were actually killed in the Tulsa riot massacres of 1921 that are still living. Is that socialism?
Who else do we need to give money to? By the way,
I made a
no, I'm just
statement.
asking.
Is
I'm
that
asking a
socialism?
question. Who else do we have? Yeah, yeah.
Hold on, how you gonna answer my question with a question?
That's pretty much yeah.
You literally hate when other
No,
people ask
hey,
you a
let's go
question
ahead
with
and
a
give
question.
everybody. Where's the money for the Jews?
They gave it to him.
They gave Jews what money? What money did they give us? What are you talking about? Where's the money?
All right.
Please. Where is the money? Hold on. We have here's this girl. David, why do you not want to depend on our system when it's supposed to be there for a reason? Depend on the system? These are the type of. This is the type. Here, check this out.
So right, the
This is the type
reparations
of
agreement
person.
with Israel was
Hold
signed
on,
in
hold on, hold on.
1952.
Hold on. This is the type of person that does not want to work. Here you go. This is the type of person that does not want to work. They want to rely on the system.
What is this?
It's a person in here sucking you off.
They did all they said. It's there for a reason. They didn't say they're relying on it.
They are.
But how do you know?
They are.
They literally just wrote, "I work 3 jobs." David, all I'm saying is,
and congratulations for working 3 jobs. You are working. That's the thing. I'm working right now. I'm working. I'm working. I'm not depending on the government to save me. Nobody's going to save you. The taxpayers have to pay for laziness. Taxpayers have to pay for laziness.
You keep saying laziness. So
yes,
someone had
if you went to college,
so somebody works 30 years and then you get fired because of corporate greed.
You didn't hear me. You see, I said there should be a 6-month minimum. 6-month minimum.
No,
that's it. Done. But that doesn't mean I have to pay for your college debt.
David, just to help you out on what a minimum means, that is
minimum.
Minimum is baseline. Maximum is
maximum.
So you said minimum, and that
maximum.
means 6 months baseline.
Max. Play semantics. We could do this all day
long.
No,
David, I'm not being semantic. These are words. Words
Let's go.
matter.
Okay, maximum. There you go. Now I correct myself. Matters, now what? Now what? I said maximum. Now what?
Okay, so what happens after 6 months? Maximum. Okay, so David, in 6 months, can you graduate from a trade school in 6 months? Yes, you could.
No. You didn't hear what I said. You see, it went one ear out the other because you're trying to make your argument and you're not listening. I said, if somebody were to get laid off, 6 months maximum.
Again,
support from the government.
So maximum. Then what happens if so let me tell you. So if you're in a small town in West Virginia, like let's go to Kaiser, West Virginia.
I don't care.
No. Let's go to America. Let's go to Kaiser, West Virginia. Kaiser, West Virginia, a very small place in West Virginia, a rural community, right? Kaiser, West Virginia, say they lose their one hospital in which 80% of their workplace, 80% of their workforce is in. They lose that one company, that one business, because unfortunately, you don't like socialism, so you can't have that social program called a hospital that is covered by the government. You can't have those FQHCs, federally qualified healthcare centers. So you lose that one employer that was getting federal dollars, and now 80% of your workforce in your town out of work. Why is it you think that in 6 months, it's going to take only 6 months, that they'll be able to find a job in their neighborhood, or they'll be able to afford, and God help us, they'll be able to afford the gas to get to the next town, which is probably Frostburg, Maryland, which is about maybe 45 minutes, an hour from them. So they got to drive back and forth, but they were working a minimum wage job at $7.50 an hour. So now they got to spend every check of that minimum wage job at least $60 going back and forth to work. Come on, man. Like, it don't make no sense. That ain't right. That's ridiculous. It's not. You think that, and if you can't support rural poor communities that have lost everything, there's coal miners, there's steel workers. I mean, back in the 70s, Pittsburgh was decimated when the steel industry went away. Oh, but it's the steel workers' fault, right?
What does this have to do? What does this have to do with me paying for somebody being lazy?
No. Because David, that's what you brought up.
No, I didn't bring it up. I told you that we're printing money. I told you that we're bringing
all of this, and I simply brought up If
We
you
are
think in
printing.
6 months, because you said in 6 months,
I'm gonna wait
somebody
until
else
you
should have a
go ahead.
job.
Finish. Go ahead. Finish.
In six
Go.
months,
Go.
they should have a job. So now, what do you do when all that happens?
I'm just waiting for you to finish.
I'm done. Now, what do you do when all that happens? Because you don't have an answer, do you?
I have an answer. I can't
Go
get
ahead,
my answer
answer it.
through, so
Go
that
ahead,
doesn't
answer
matter.
it.
Here's my answer. I was just talking about student loans. You go to college. I should not pay for your student loans. That's fair. For me to say I shouldn't be paying for your student loans is absolutely 100% fair. I pay enough taxes. Why am I now going to pay for your student loans that you were too lazy to go ahead? By the way, you or were lazy to finish college, and now it's on me to go ahead and help you out.
Okay, so you don't like anyone who didn't finish college and you got their student loan forgiven. Is that what
I
you're
don't like,
saying now?
yo, you made the commitment to go to college. That is on you. That is not on me. I didn't adopt you. You're not Jerry's kids here, bro.
Who called you a Jerry's kid?
Nobody
Yeah,
called me Jerry's kids. I'm
you
telling
just
you,
called
you're
them
not
Jerry's
Jerry's kids,
kids.
man. I ain't supporting you.
Jerry's kids got multiple sclerosis. Come on, man. You're the worst. You may very well get. There's a small window to hell, and David, you might have found your way into it with that Jerry's kids comment.
It's the truth.
Oh
Fucking
my
truth.
goodness. You really found your way into it. All right.
I don't
So
care. I
here it
speak
is.
the truth. Nobody
Here,
wants to speak the truth anymore. Everybody wants to. You're just like,
well,
no, no.
I'm gonna give you this one. And very nice of you, Scott. You worked your way through college. Most people still like you still can't afford most people still can't afford college, even working a full-time job. It just don't add up. It actually college like surpassed inflation over the last 40 years. So that's nice for you, but it's still stupid. All right, here's the thing I was going to tell you, David. So you said you wanted to know, when did the Jewish people get their reparations? Reparation agreement
Don't
between
even go there.
Israel. I'm just
Don't
telling
even
you.
go there.
No, I'm just
Don't
saying
even
it
go
was
there.
signed into law in 1952 and has been
Oh my
enforced since
god,
1953.
such horse
The,
shit, bro.
well, I'm telling you, it's from Germany.
You really think they got money?
They had to pay it to Israel.
Oh my. You're on crack, by the
And
way. Just letting you know.
as recently as 2021, there was an additional $760 million put aside for Holocaust survivors. I'm just telling you I'm reading this. This isn't me like going out and scavenging.
Yeah, how many people got that?
I don't know, David. It goes back to the country.
I don't know, David. Is exactly my point.
I'm saying it
I
goes to
don't
the
know, David.
country. I don't know what the hey, maybe ask Benjamin Netanyahu. I don't know. Like I'm not Israeli. I don't have birth rights. I don't have citizen rights. So
Disappointed. I'm disappointed. Disappointed. So I was privileged enough to be born in America, but now I have to go ahead and pay for everybody's shit. That is the American way now, and that is straight from Akil's mouth. That's why I could see you voting for Bernie Sanders, because that's what he wants. Bernie Sanders, 2024.
oh my, you know what? Joe Rogan voted for Bernie Sanders.
Joe Rogan also gets high all the time, and he's on mushrooms, so it might have affected his. I'm just saying,
But
could have
Joe
affected
Rogan
him.
also agrees with you that, uh, tried Mectifor and a regimen of pinto beans will keep you safe from COVID.
Let me ask you a question. When Joe Rogan made all those statements about what he was taking, was he wrong? Did he get
What?
healthy? Rogan recovered within 2 to 3 days. And CNN was out there talking about, "Oh my god. Oh my god, Joe Rogan is taking things that only horses take."
Well, hold on. I
And
don't
they
really
were
want to say
completely
that.
wrong. And they were
Hold on.
yes,
I
they
didn't
did.
say
I'll pull
anything.
it up.
I was just saying he
I will pull
agrees
it
with
up
you.
right now. I'll pull it up right now.
Mm-hmm.
And when he questioned Dr. Sanjay about it, he was like, "I don't know why they did that." And he's from CNN. But getting back to what I was talking about,
What were you talking about?
what I was talking about, which was I made a statement saying that at the end of the day, at the end of the day, and I'm going to finish this, I am not here to pay for anybody's shit. That's it. It's plain and simple. If you if you want to pay for somebody's fucking education, if you want to pay for somebody's fucking meals, you want to pay for their car payments, their insurance, go for it. You want to give them a free phone? Go for it. Pay for their service. Do all of that. The woman in here, uh, Miss, you're in here telling me that you work 3 jobs. Well, God bless you. You know what? At some point, I was a stock boy and I worked 19 hours a day. I didn't get no help. I worked for everything. I busted my ass for everything. Ain't no handouts. There were no handouts. I got zero. I busted my ass. So you telling me you got 3 jobs? Great, congratulations. Congratulations that you got 3 jobs. Congratulations that you're working and not taking advantage of the system. God bless you. God bless you. I don't want to help. No. See, that's the problem. That's the problem. It's not that I don't want to help. It's not that I don't want to help. There's a difference between helping people and pushing them and helping them achieve, helping them hit their goals versus helping lazy people that have no ambition. There's a difference. Huge difference. How do you help somebody that could care less?
So you are throwing
You know, every
in.
time I see a homeless person, I say, "Hey, I'll go ahead and take you." No. I'm not giving you money. I'll go ahead and take you. You want food? Let's go get you some food.
It's
Hold on,
always some
hold
D
on,
bag.
hold on. You tell a person, "Hey, we'll take you. I'll go ahead and get you food." Nah. What do you mean now? What you wanted money for food? I'll take you. Go get food. Let's go. Nah. Lazy people want it on their terms. You guys want to talk about free college? I'm all about it. 2-year free college, put incentives on it. Put incentives on it. If you do not finish those 2 years of college, then you should reimburse every goddamn taxpayer that went ahead and fronted the bill.
So once again, David, you get a waiver. So let's say this. Let's say you'd give everyone the $10,000 today, right? And then tomorrow you say, listen, free community college for everybody starting today as soon as they graduate high school, and you have 4 years to do it. Is that fair to the people who paid for community college before? No, but is it a better system than what we currently have? Absolutely. Will the people benefit moving forward? Yes. And so, guess what? If you give $10,000 today and then you give free community college in 2 years, guess what? Those people are going to benefit. The people that already have their degrees, they're not going to benefit. And the people that already paid off their loans didn't benefit. Everyone at some point doesn't get everything. So, you little crybabies out here that are fucking growing up, your little bitch tears, grow up. Grow up, because not everybody gets everything at the same time. There are people who qualify for Pell Grants and their parents make very little money. And I remember being on a football team. I remember being on a football team where I heard guys whose dads made like $300,000, $400,000 a year complain that they didn't get a Pell Grant. Like it mattered. Like, your daddy's got money, bro. Well, I'm on scholarship and my dad doesn't want to give me money. Hey, too bad. Your dad's saying live on your budget. I went to college on a scholarship. I was very blessed. I actually have talent, unlike some of you hacks out here. And at the end of the day, I still recognize that I was on a budget. If I had to eat at the, I listen to people complain like, I don't like eating at the cafeteria. Suck an egg. Go fucking walk your little bitch ass down to the fucking cafeteria and eat the fucking shitty food, because guess what? That's what you got. That is all you have right now. My thing isn't about people getting things. It's about the complaints that come behind it afterwards. I didn't get this, or I didn't have that. Not everyone gets everything. And the worst perpetrators of this are people who keep saying that, we shouldn't give these folks anything. What the fuck does it matter to you?
Why do we have to give it?
It's essentially canceling debt. The debt's already there, David. The debt is already there.
So why do I have to give anybody? Hold on. So
it's already been paid.
Educate me. Why do I have to give anybody anything? Look at this lazy attitude.
You don't have to give anything. But guess what? Your government has an obligation.
Are you ready? Here's the laziness.
Has an obligation.
Here's the laziness.
To protect and defend their people.
Great. Here's laziness for you.
Education is not it's a right.
Here's something written here in the comments here on YouTube. By the way, if you guys want to speak, you're more than happy to come on with a camera and a mic onto the YouTube channel, which we are live on right now. We do the Twitter Spaces. We allow you guys to listen in. But if you want, like I said, to hear and see the reactions, you're probably better off being on YouTube. But here's the laziness that we have. You might not have had the help, but you shouldn't. But shouldn't we be working to be a better country and be united? What does that have to do with anything? Me working hard had nothing to do with the country being united. It had everything to do with me being determined and having consistency in what I wanted to accomplish. That had nothing and has nothing to do with this country being united. Nothing. You speak out of laziness.
You are so insulting.
No, because that is laziness. That is full blown. I am lazy.
What is being lazy about saying I want the country united? I don't know. I don't even know how that is perceived as laziness.
It is, because it's like, why aren't we? What? How does it even make sense? We're not united. Like, what are you talking about? You want everybody to be united to front your bill? Half of you motherfuckers that have an EBT card are buying Louis Vuitton sweaters and purses, and I'm paying for it. Fuck that. I ain't fronting bills for that shit.
Hey, shout out to Ricky Torres, congressman out of New York. What's up, Ricky?
I am definitely not small-minded. Definitely not small-minded. Okay? Definitely not. You just hate the fact that there should be incentives on what you get, and that gets you angry. You know why?
Because so you're going after a woman that says small-minded, but you're going to let the person that says EBT is a joke. Okay.
Well, because the system. Oh my God! Like to explain this to you, you see, like if we didn't have these systems in place, to where you have it for the rest of your life, type of thing, more people, we would have. Our country would be more productive.
Period. Most people. So
you would know human nature. Human nature. I'm going to tell you. Here's a fun fact. Human nature. If you are ever in danger, there's another gear that kicks in, and you start working to survive. Your survival mode goes on in full effect. We use people like this, the lazy ass people here, to go ahead, lazy people like this, for votes. Because we go ahead and wave a little incentive and money here, and they get used to it. It's like crack. They get used to it. And who fronts that bill? We do.
So again, David, fun fact, most people
Are they
who
calling
are
me Andrew Tate? No, don't call me Andrew Tate. I am real. Okay. What I'm telling you is facts. And you know what? If you actually listen to what I'm saying, you'd be better for it. Because maybe, just maybe, you'd stop pitying yourself and you'd get up and you'd accomplish a lot of shit in your life. You'd maybe have some goals, but you prevent yourself from accomplishing anything because you are depending on somebody else to pay for you, to front the bill for you. So I'm not Andrew Tate. I am not here talking about I'm going to I want to see women in the kitchen. I'm not here saying any of that. I'm telling you, get up and work. Because you know what? Every person who, for the most part, some of the millionaires in the United States of America, they had to get up and work for it. You think uh, Jeff Bezos was handed billions of dollars? No, he worked for it. Okay, he was in a 500 square foot office with a bootleg Amazon sign, working on an idea that nobody believed in.
and who was with him?
His wife, but it's not the
Exactly.
point. He
No,
was
no, no, David, David.
working. He was
I want no,
working.
David, you did bring up the point. The point is that even in a situation where Jeff Bezos has this idea, this concept, there is somebody else right with them helping them. There is someone helping
That
to
is
move you along
fine. That is fine.
who
He
will
is
never get the
working.
credit. Look, right?
What
Like
does that mean? Where did you go with
Vitalik
it?
gets all the credit for Ethereum. Charles Haskins was right on the other side. Like there's always someone that's working with you. And so when people say I did this on my own, no, somebody did it with you. Somebody was right there with you, sweating late at night. They didn't get the attention that you got, but they were. You know, when you got a loan
You
from
keep
somebody, that
saying
means somebody believed in your vision. When you got a loan or you got the
he
money, that means somebody believed in your vision. That means you had the opportunity. Look, I believe in opportunity.
you
And
believe
when
in
people have the
free.
opportunity, what'd you
You
say?
believe in free. You believe
No,
in
I didn't say
handouts.
free. I said you have to have the opportunity, and not everyone can afford all the opportunities. And so in some instances, you have to give them the opportunity. Now, what they do with that opportunity is up to them. I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't lie. I'd be a liar. Hey, look, I've been on food stamps too. I've been on EBT cards. I had to use them for a short period of time because there wasn't any money for what I was doing at the time. But guess what? It was a short period of time. I learned from that, realized that wasn't a life for me, worked very hard, put myself through school. I understand when people are like, oh, but I put myself, yeah, so did I, mofos. Paid cash. After I finished my first degrees, right? My next degrees were on me. And I knew that. But I had to work hard to get there. But I don't think that everyone has the same opportunities as me. And that's the difference. I said,
Everybody has
I
the same
recognize
opportunities.
not everyone has the same opportunities as me.
Everybody
Like I
has the
said,
same
no, they
opportunity as
aren't,
you.
David. Half of you people,
Every
most of
single
you will
person
never
has the
have rings
same
this big. You know
opportunity.
why? Because you were not talented enough in sports to get them. You're not talented
Bro,
enough. You're just
it
not.
doesn't matter.
Most people
If you're
aren't.
not talented in sports, then you can be talented with the Yo, stop making excuses.
I didn't make
That's the
excuses. I
problem. It's
said
too
the
many
opportunity.
excuses being made.
Yo, when I met Turk Cathy, the founder of Chick-fil-A, it wasn't because of my great brain. It was because I was a football player in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. The founder of Chick-fil-A and I sat next to each other, had dinner, wonderful conversation. Nothing came up about anything other than helping people. That man
What
adopted
did
over 145 kids, a great human. People only
okay,
remember
that's
his
great.
because his son.
So, sh-
Let me
wait,
just
so I
listen to this point, David. People will talk nasty about him because they're like, oh, your son's a bigot. The son might be a bigot, but it still doesn't change the fact that they still, as a family, are philanthropists towards helping young people who are experiencing homelessness, regardless of their sexual orientation or gender. And yes, they might have their own personal religious views, but the organizations that they run do not. They help kids. And so I will say, you know what? I'm not going to overlook. I'll still talk about the things that I don't agree with about them, but I'll say at least they're doing something on behalf of kids. That is the way we as Americans should look at things. Look at people for what they're doing for the populations that they can help, and for the ones that they're disenfranchising, you can argue against them on those. But no one is monolithic, and all you people that says I did this on my own, or I built this on my own, or I'm the only person in the world that's ever felt like this, stop being a little scared little twit. You are not the only person that's had to work multiple jobs. You're not the only person that's had to have welfare. You're not the only person that's ever done anything hardcore. There are people all over this world, all over this country that have. At the end of the day, some of us were given opportunities that some were not. And when I recognize my privilege, I'm recognizing my privilege and saying, I want to help others get to a place where they don't have to rely on the government. That's not a bad thing. But guess what? It might take the government helping them for a period of time to get there. But still doesn't mean that they're not worthy of it. 1% of the population in crypto are thieves, but yet we all got to pay that same consequence. Right, David? Am I wrong? We all got to listen to people go, Bitcoin is a scam. Bitcoin is a scam. Crypto is a scam. Because 1% decide they want to fuck around and find out.
I don't know where you're going with this conversation. You sound like a politician. You got yourself out of a conversation. You got your homegirl. I don't know what you're paying her up in this chat, telling me that I'm a white privileged kid. White. I'm not even white, but thanks a lot. But yeah, a white privileged kid, really, whose parents came from Eastern Europe, really privileged, or maybe I just know that they grew up in a communist environment where doctors had to share in with the lazy. Like, you guys, if you've never lived in a socialist environment, you would never understand. I don't even understand it, nor do I want to understand it from all the stories that I've heard. You're spoiled. You're super spoiled.
David, are you putting words in people's mouths?
Go read a comment.
She never called you white.
I'm privileged. Are you kidding me?
But
Privileged?
she never called you. Hold on. So you made up the white part. Okay. She didn't call
Come
you
on.
white.
But when you say privilege, I know exactly where you're heading with that word.
Well, hold on. First off, I just said privilege, and I wasn't referring to white people. I said I recognize
when you say
my
privilege, when you say privileged, let's just put in the white part in front of it, because we
But I'm
know
not white.
exactly
I'll
where
never
we're
be
going.
white.
What?
I just said privilege. It means you have a level of something that someone does. Everyone has a level of privilege that
Are
somebody
you
does not.
crazy? You think I want everybody to struggle like I did? What are you talking about? You don't even know me. I don't feel like telling you what I've done for people. I don't need to tell you what I've done for people. I do it because of this. I don't need to tell you and justify my actions. You're lazy. That's what you are, Kate Collections. You're lazy, okay? And you want the government to continue to support you. And you know what happens when the government supports you? That comes out of our tax dollars. So I don't want to support you. How about that? Yes. You definitely not. You can go ahead and get your ass up and go get yourself a job. Get another one. If it's
She's
three
got
ain't enough,
three.
get a
All
fourth
right.
one.
All right. All right. We've beaten this
Because
horse
I
down.
don't hear immigrants coming over from a different country complaining about how many jobs they have. You know what? I know plenty of people that have 5 jobs and they don't complain about nothing. Nothing. They'll never even mention that they have so many jobs. You know what they just say? I work hard. That's why, you know what? I respect Indians. I respect the Indians that come over here from India. You know why? They work their asses off. And you know what? Microsoft CEO, Indian. Uber CEO, Indian. Google CEO, Indian. You know why? They don't
Okay,
complain. They get to
Dave,
work.
stop. That's got nothing to do with it. Just because they're
That got everything to do with it.
no, it doesn't.
Stop
No,
being
David,
lazy.
it
Get up.
doesn't. You keep saying lazy and privilege as like you don't know. I don't know their background story. So when you bring that up, like they're Indians, like what? All Indians are poor? Because that ain't the truth. I mean, that's just like saying some dumb shit. I mean, I don't
What?
know their
What's not the
background
truth?
stories.
I just gave
That's
you.
all I'm
I gave
saying.
you.
I'm just saying I
I
don't know
gave
their
you an
background stories.
example. I gave you an example.
But you
I gave
just
you an
said
example.
Indians. Like, okay, they're from
Go
India.
watch the documentary on Indians on Netflix where they are living. They are living on a railroad. Hold on. They're living right next to a railroad that passes by every 15 minutes. I don't know the country. I don't know the specific I don't know the specific area.
Region, yeah.
I don't know it. But they live right next to this railroad station, okay? Live right on top of it. A train passes by every 15 minutes, okay?
Yeah,
Life and death. They are drinking the water, filth.
yeah.
They are hardly getting by.
But
They get the chance to come over to the United States of America. They run with the opportunity. They're not sitting in this YouTube chat right now talking about, I got 3 jobs. You should be supporting me.
nobody said that.
You're privileged. Yeah,
David,
I'm privileged.
David,
No, no,
once
no.
again,
It's called
you're
I
talking,
worked. I
David,
worked.
when you
That
talk
I
about, but
worked and busted
India
my
also has a
ass.
class system. Like, there's differences to our worlds. And so,
Privileged. You're privileged. You're privileged to be listening to me right now, giving you this education. Okay, you're privileged to be listening to me right now. Because if you were smart enough, you take out a pen and paper and you write this down. Here's what you should write down for yourself. I'm going to get up off my ass and go crawl,
baby sharks do do
crawl,
do do,
and get
baby
things
shark do
done.
do 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 do, baby shark do 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 do, baby sharks.
Privilege.
Mommy shark do 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 do, mommy shark do 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 do, mommy shark do do do.
Privilege.
All right, folks.
You
All
are
right.
you're a slave to the game, bro. You're a slave. That's what you are. You're a slave to the government.
All
Because
right.
when
All
it's time to
right.
vote, when it's time to vote, hold on. When it's
That
time
whole
to vote,
slave thing's got to stop. That's just offensive to slaves.
hey, yeah, it is. It is offensive to Jews. It
It's
is.
offensive to anyone that was an actual slave. It's offensive because slavery is a fucking terrible, heinous thing in which
Listen,
people
listen.
lose all
You know
right.
exactly what I'm talking about. Let's not
Yeah, I
play
know what you're
semantics.
talking
Yeah,
about, but
it's a
idiots
slave
on
to
the
the game. All right, it's
we've
a
got we've
slave
got
to the game.
David, we've got idiots on Twitter. We got idiots
I
in
don't
DM.
care. They can replay it because if they're not smart enough to catch up on this, then honestly, maybe we should be paying for them.
Hey
Maybe we should
Bugsy.
be paying for
Hey
them.
Bugsy. Yo, fuck you too, man. Bugsy, you piece of shit. God damn. Fucking go find a fucking hobby. Other than fucking being a little crybaby. All right. Finally, let's moving forward. Millions of cryptocurrencies vanish over the last couple of years, but did you recognize that some cryptocurrencies that have been vanishing over the last couple of years were already seized? That's right. Cryptocurrencies all over the world have already been seized by multiple different government agencies. The United States government is said to believe, it is said to believe that they are the largest holder of Bitcoin. How about that, David? Coming up again, right?
I'm
Always back to coming up to
so
Bitcoin.
surprised. I'm very surprised. So
You're
surprised.
you're surprised?
Shocked. Shocked. Look at my face. I'm shocked. Man,
Yeah.
I'm still pissed off about the last topic. I'm like, how do I? You guys want me to go into the next topic? I'm still pissed off at this one.
The United States government, largest holder of Bitcoin. I love hearing that.
Do you know how?
What's wrong?
You know what's wrong? I'm gonna tell you what's wrong. The mindset that we have in this country. That's what's wrong. That's what's really wrong. It bugs the fuck out of me. It's really like like I'm sitting back right now. I listen to your conversation. I love you. I love you to death, Akil. But listening to you, it's like, oh my god, it's like you are sitting here and allowing these people to be fucking lazy.
Allowing, hold on, David. Laziness is a choice. It is by
Exactly.
choice.
You
No,
just
no, no,
said it.
no.
You proved me right.
Can I finish the statement? It is
It's
a
a
choice.
choice.
And if you choose to be lazy, there are consequences to it. At some point, at some point, those consequences catch up to you and you pay for them. Homelessness is a consequence of some people's laziness. Not all's, not all, but homelessness is. Addiction is not a consequence of laziness. Matter of fact, most addicts will fucking go through goddamn hell to get their drugs. I mean, they will go do some fucked up shit. They will jump over fucking barbed wire fences and they will break through glass and they will eat fucking paint just to get high. The same as a depraved alcoholic. It's not laziness. That's not laziness. There's something defective, mentally, spiritually defective amongst them.
Okay. So
That,
where's
but
the money? Okay. So
But,
where's
but
the where's the
can I?
money?
I'm getting to
Hold
it,
on.
David. I'm getting
No,
to
hold
it.
on. Let me tag that point with
I'm
you.
getting to your very point. Where's the money
No,
for
no,
that?
no.
Because
Okay.
every time there becomes a vote for that kind of stuff, the same people get back on their microphones and start complaining about, well, I got myself out of addiction and I worked my way out of it. Yo, most addiction services are free. Some people need specialized inpatient.
How many
Some people need
services
more
are there?
wraparound
How
services.
many
At
services
the
are out
end of
there?
the day, the same people who complain about free shit right now will complain when we try to put money into mental health services. So it
Where's
does
the
not
services?
matter. It does
Where's
not
the
matter.
services?
David, 205 Republicans voted against a mental
Where's the
health bill
services?
put in by a Republican. Oh,
Where's the
205. Well, because
where's
we
the
don't want to spend
services?
the money, is what they
I'm asking
fucking
you.
said. When we got kids shooting up stores because they've been attacked by white nationalists and the Nazis and KKK members, but they don't want to give money. And I'm talking about rural kids. Rural white males are the most dangerous group in America right now that have not gotten mental health services. Full stop. Full stop.
White
Why?
males?
Because the same
White
people don't want
males?
to pay for it. Huh?
White males?
Rural white males are the most dangerous population not being addressed right now. I'm saying this as a actual fact. Rural white males under the age of 35 who are suffering from mental health decay because of the effects of COVID are at risk to be extremed. To be brought into extremist groups like the Proud Boys and the Patriot Leagues and all that other
Are
dumb
you
shit.
kidding me?
No, David, they are. They are the most at risk. I'm saying at risk for mental health breakdowns
Oh
are
my
these
god.
young rural white males. They are, David. It's the truth.
Do you really want me to get into this topic?
I want mental health services provided to those young men.
So then why are you sending $80 billion to Ukraine if you want it so
I
bad?
didn't send it.
You
Our
did.
Congress, our Congress did.
Because you did.
No,
Because
our
you're
Congress.
so because you're
David,
so hey.
80% of America votes for their congressperson every time. Congress is broken, and yet they send back the same person.
$80 million was sent to Ukraine who can care less about us
I think it was
and
more than
we are
that. I
not
think it was more than that, David.
and we have not put a penny into expanding mental health centers. We have done nothing. Nothing. And you
And
think
yet the same people
you
vote
said
against it.
white people? You said
No, no.
white people? You
I
said
said
white males?
rural white males
And what do you think about
are
inner
at
city?
risk.
What about inner city kids?
David,
What are
I'm
they at
just
risk for?
well, they're also at risk, but that's something
For
different.
what?
They're not at risk for extremism. They're not at risk
Oh,
to be
so what do
part
you call
of
gangs? What would you
extremists.
define a gang as?
A gang isn't an extremist group, it's a collective body.
Oh, so and they do nothing, right?
I don't know. There's a lot of gangs that don't do anything.
Okay. All right. Come on, Akil.
No. We're not talking about
Come on,
cartels.
Akil.
We're not talking
Come
about
on.
cartels.
Come on, Akil.
David,
Come
when
on.
was the last time you saw a gang walk into a CVS and just shoot up the place just because they felt like it?
Just turn on the channel. I don't watch mainstream media, but
No, they
I'm
don't.
pretty
They
sure you
don't
can
go into
turn on the
CVS and do
channel.
that. That's not. They don't have to
Really?
take AR-15s. Listen, most gang
They
violence
don't
that
have to take it.
occurs in
They got
neighborhoods
gas.
are
They got
related to
gas.
gang members.
Oh my
Most
god.
gang members and most gang violence are related to gang members. More often than not, more often than not, the actions that happen with those groups result in someone else indirectly being harmed,
How's
but
Chicago
often,
doing? How's
huh?
Chicago doing? How's Chicago doing?
Chicago has a lot of gunfire.
Predominantly what?
Predominantly what? Chicago's still a predominantly white city, if you want to ask me
But
that question.
predominantly, where is it happening?
Oh, South
Inner
Side.
city. There was a
Well, hold on.
African American.
Again,
There was an African
again,
American boy. I'm going to tell you right now. There was an African American boy when Kanye West came to Chicago. There was an African American boy who stood up and literally started crying to Kanye West, telling Kanye, "I don't know if I'm going to wake up tomorrow. I don't know what's going to happen to me tomorrow. All I'm trying to do is protect my family and live." Do you know what
David,
Kanye said? Do you know
David,
what
in my
Kanye said?
David, go ahead.
Kanye couldn't say anything. He was speechless.
So once again, David, in a lot of people's worlds, making it to 25 is a victory.
And I'm not saying that white people. Ross McDonald makes a point. He does. Hey, you know what?
Ross loves starting it.
No, but Ross makes a point because
Ross,
in Europe, in the early days of Europe, all there was white people fighting each other to try to take land. That was it. White people just fighting each other. Every fucking 10 years, white people saying, you know what? Fuck this. That's my land. And here goes Alexander the Great. All these motherfuckers fighting each other. French Revolution. All this shit. It's different now, though. And all I'm saying is, all I'm trying to come across with is stop with this privilege shit. Get off your ass. If you need to work 5 jobs, you do so. Eventually, something breaks in your favor. Something will break in your favor. Stop depending on people. And why do people that work so hard, that have done the same thing, work 3 jobs, 4 jobs, why must they pay for you? That's not paying it forward. That is not paying it forward. That's still being in chains. You have the mic, bro.
10:52
Go ahead. You
a.m.
have the mic.
on the East Coast, 7:52 a.m. on the West Coast. This is the breakdown number 69. I'm Akil Patterson, David Gokhshtein, my partner in crime. Always giving some conversational moments, and I'm gonna say, David, you may not be here right now, but I agree that inner city youth are at risk, but I also believe that rural kids are at risk, and they're the ones that become extremed and weaponized and trying to get them to do things outside of their community to other people. Listen, a drug dealer or a gang member in the inner city, they're trying to survive, just like everyone else is trying to survive. They're just being told the wrong thing, the wrong way to survive. Being around inner city Baltimore and a lot of poor places, I've seen what happens when poverty. Let me say this again: poverty is the root of all evil. Nothing more. Extreme poverty will make people do the most insane things.
Yeah, I
Insane
know
things,
that. I
huh?
know that.
Yeah.
I know that.
But I'm saying that is where this comes to, is that Poverty is the root of evil because it will make you do things that you have never done before. Name things you never even thought about doing. You will steal, you will lie, you will cheat from your own family members, your own friends, people that are your neighbors, you will take from them. David, I hate to be this guy to say this, but do you remember what the point of organized crime was? Do you ever remember that?
Texas.
No, the point of our organized crime was community safety. Because
And
the
taxes.
communities, huh? Taxes. That's
And
all you're going to say.
taxes.
I get it now. The point of organized crime was to protect those communities that were being manipulated and bullied by effectively thugs and other criminals, except they were called the government. They'd come in and they'd make the Jews in the ghetto pay their police tax, or they'd make the black people pay like double in rent because they knew they could get away with it. Like effectively, organized crime, even in the Italian world, they were there to protect their communities, and they went too far at times. That most times they went too far. But the concept of organized crime was to protect community and to never harm your community. You can do what you want to others. It's like a gang war. It's like, do whatever you want with other communities, but you don't do this to your community. It's supposed to be community safety. And for far too long, we've kind of gone away from some of the good things. Because I remember there's a time, and we said that the old head, but an old head down the street would say, yo, what you doing? Why are you trying to attack Mrs. Johnson? Mrs. Johnson is like 80. Like an old head would slap you around if you said something to her, if you disrespected an old woman walking into her house. That's what they used to do. Kids don't go help ladies carry their groceries anymore. Instead, they call them old. They call them an old bitch. They'll go steal their groceries. They'll smack stuff out of their hands. I've seen that stuff firsthand. We've lost respect. That's what we've done. We've really lost respect in this world. And I think that's what we got to get back to. If we're going to be a better world, we have to start having respect. Respecting people's
I'm,
space.
I'm gonna have to
Respecting their
disagree.
opinion.
I'm gonna have to disagree with Ross talking about white privilege 1,000% a thing. It's not. It's not anymore. There's no such thing as white privilege now.
I agree with Ross.
If you guys think there for 1 second there's white privilege, like that's just an excuse. There's no white privilege anymore. That's out the window.
How's it out the window?
Really? Like I could break it down real easy, and like I don't know if they shut me off of YouTube, it's fine. But like, uh, have we not watched movies lately? White privilege? Really?
I'm saying,
No, white privilege is done. It is done with.
how's it done?
I'm speaking for the United States of America. There is no white privilege is a funny word now, or funny. It's a funny statement to make. It is a funny statement to make. White privilege. You know what? When you say white privilege, all you're Leo, it's not real. It's not real anymore. It is not real anymore. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but it's not what we think it is. It's definitely not what it was.
David, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm gonna send you
Right,
this.
right.
No, I'm gonna send you something because I'm laughing at a meme that just came up from one of my favorite groups. I'm not gonna mention who they are because it's political for David, but I'm gonna send it to you in Twitter. Just look at this photo and you'll probably laugh for a second like I did. Oh my goodness. Just go ahead, look at it, and tell me what you think. That's like the Tim Allen joke, right? Like it's funny. I don't care who you are, it's just funny. Like folks, a couple weeks back, they said Tim
Real
Allen.
quick. Let me say you something real quick.
Go ahead.
People are DMing me and saying, "I can't believe you have these kind of people working for you." Number one, this is where you guys go left, right? So everybody's entitled to an opinion, and we should always listen to the other side. Whether it makes sense or not to you, that's a different story. And you have an option. You can go ahead and continue to listen, or you can go ahead and disconnect and go about your day. But if I'm in a room with a bunch of people that are saying the same thing, I'm in the wrong room. My opinions will not change. This is how I feel. I don't watch mainstream media. I won't go on mainstream media TV shows either because I want to set the narrative. And what I mean by that is I want G Media, for instance, to be the ones reporting the news. And then you guys go ahead and look at it and say, okay, I'll formulate my own opinion. Not like mainstream media that has the 1% that owns them and that has their own narrative and has a narrative every time you come on there. And they're always pushing something. Case in point, something I retweeted today. CNBC, when XRP was at $2.50 or 54 cents, CNBC was telling you how to buy XRP. This is no lie. CNBC was on live teaching everybody at $2.54 how to buy XRP. Then at 71 cents, CNBC was teaching you how to sell. They have a narrative. There's a narrative from the 1%. Ross, that's not true. That is not true.
It is.
That is not true.
David, it is.
That is not true.
It is.
That
It
do
is.
we
You are
still
David.
do
You
we
are
still have is there still racism?
yes.
Yes. But there are white people living in the same locations as those that are oppressed.
David, I humbly will respectfully disagree on that notion that everyone is the same. They're not the same. They aren't. Look, if there was a system that was created and at the time you weren't allowed to be in it, you then have to create your own system, right? One reason why this is going to be very funny for a lot of people, but try to hang with me. One reason why I got into crypto and blockchain technology is because it is a new ecosystem and one in which I can be a part of the building of. Right, David? I've said that 100 times. Is that me lying?
Can I ask you a question?
I asked a
How,
question, and you're going to ask me a
how,
question.
how's Eminem?
So hold on. So you're going to pull
No, no,
the
no, 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 don't, no, no.
no,
How is
no.
Eminem?
I asked
No,
you a
no, please, no,
question, and then you
no,
pull
no.
out Eminem.
How's
How are
Eminem?
you going to do this to me? How am I? I asked you a question,
I'm
and
gonna
you
do
go
the same
pull
thing
out
to you.
Eminem.
How did Eminem? He grew up rich.
No,
Where
he
did he
grew up in
grow up?
Detroit,
Where in Detroit?
8 Mile, which
8
is
Mile.
actually
How's
quite
8
a long
Mile?
area.
How's
Huh?
how's 8 Mile?
Not well. It's Detroit has its issues.
It has its issues.
I don't ever tell
Do you
people
think?
one.
Do you think?
I
Do you
don't
think? Hold on. Do you think Eminem had white privilege?
compared to his. Yeah, Eminem admits he does.
You think Eminem had white privilege growing up? You
Eminem
think?
admits that he does. He talks
I'm gonna
about
ask
it.
you again. Do you think Eminem has white privilege? And I'm talking about when he was growing up on
And
in
I
8
just
Mile in
told
Detroit.
you, Eminem admits that he had it.
Yo, you're not gonna
Eminem
answer the
had
question.
different challenges. Okay, fine. Let's do this,
Leo,
right?
you see, Leo,
No, no,
that's
no,
the
no.
problem.
David, let
Leo,
me
that's the
get
problem.
into the
You've never
conversation now.
seen. See, Leo says that's the 1%. 1% of what? You guys don't understand.
I'm not even talking about that. Eminem, Eminem,
There are plenty of Eminems
Eminem.
living in trailer parks right now that have nothing.
So Eminem
That
did
live in
too.
poverty the same way. There are broke white people, by the way,
I
guys.
know
I
this,
don't know.
David.
Maybe I'll
I
open
said,
your eyes.
what did I say? Hold on. I told you that poverty was the root of all evil. That's the
And it
root of
doesn't
this.
matter what color you are.
I
It really
said
doesn't matter what
poverty.
color
I
you
didn't
are.
say a color. See, this is where people be putting stuff in
So
their
where's
heads.
the white privilege?
I said poverty. Here's where it becomes privilege. Listen to this, David. Eminem talked about, yeah, I might have been the only white guy at the rap battle, but at the same time, I was the only white guy at the rap battle. And so folks thought it was like a novelty, and he had to go through his own experiences to realize how he walked and lived in his own privilege. Like Eminem would say things that other people couldn't. He to this day still does. You know why? Because he earned the respect of different communities. Now, I'm not saying for good or for bad, but he did do something that was quite novel. And he was able to because he can live between the different spaces while other people cannot. They just can't. They'll never have the opportunity to live between two spaces. What was like Post Malone gets a tattoo on his face. Nobody's going to say that much to him. A black kid goes in to get a job at Burger King. He's got a tattoo on his face. They're going to say no. Like, it's just weird. Eminem wasn't lazy. What the fuck are you talking about? He's a rapper. He's out there doing rap battles. Like, I don't know how y'all can be like one person and just be like, this one person did it. One person does something, and then that's the thing. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. Herman Cain made it successfully out of a IBM program in 1959 and became a multimillionaire because guess what? At the time, they were doing this thing called job recoveries. And then in 1969, 1970, he gets into an employment program because they're looking for diverse hires. Herman Cain benefits from, what is it? Like, he benefits. He benefited from being black at a time period when they weren't hiring a lot of black folks. Herman Cain got a benefit. And then when it came other people signed the benefit from that same program, Herman Cain denounced it. He denounces it. Why? Because it squeezes him out.
Ross McDonald, Eminem you might think he's an anomaly, but at the end of the day, uh, racism exists, and it doesn't matter what color you are. I can bring up Jews as being literally slaughtered. Jews are continuously slaughtered.
Jews
SWAT
aren't all
stickers,
white, David.
exactly. It's even better. Even better. SWAT stickers are put up on literally synagogues, monuments,
David, they used to be drawn
cemeteries
on
of
my car
cemetery,
every morning. I'd have a swastika drawn on my car because Nazis hate
cemetery
they hate black people the same they hate Jews.
SWAT stickers drawn on cars, on houses. You would have sledgehammers that people will go in with sledgehammers and destroy monuments. Okay, monuments, tombstones that had the Jewish star on it.
David, I don't disagree that the Jews have been persecuted. My grandmother was a Jew. I mean, what do you want me to
All I'm
say?
saying is racism is everywhere. Now,
But it's not based on your race, David. They don't like Jews
hold on.
because of their ethnic, like that's an ethnic cultural background. Because not
Is
all
it race?
Jews are white.
Is it considered racism or no?
It's considered bigotry, but I guess people
Is it
people. That's
racist
why I
or
said
no? When
no.
if somebody were to call me some, I don't want to say it on
That's
here. I don't know how you
anti-Semitic.
think.
That's anti-Semitic. Oh no! David, here you go. Here's somebody coming for 5,000 years. The swastika was a religious belief thing. You see it, David, not me. Somebody is
Yeah,
now
but
making
no, but that's
credence for
fine
why
because
the
it has
Nazis
been.
get to use it.
No, but it is because in India it was a sign. It was a good symbol, and then the
Yeah, and
Nazis
then they
went ahead
turn
and
it
took
into a
it
bad
and
one.
Correct. So we understand that. I'm not getting hurt by that kind of comment. All I'm telling you is that racism exists everywhere. Now, to my point, do colored people have it harder? Yes. Hold on before you speak. Yes. Because I will never know what it is to go ahead and drive a vehicle, and be stopped by the police for no reason. And that's not every officer. That's not every law enforcement officer, by the way. That's not every LEO. And that means law enforcement officer. That's not every single one of them. But the 1 out of 10 that do stop, they stop people of color for no reason. I've never denied that. I've seen it. I was in the car before when that happened. And when you ask why, you're being stopped, there's no answer. It's just license and registration. Well, why am I being stopped? It's an answer that you have to answer because you're a public servant. So to say, though, that white privilege is still around as strong as it was back in the day, no, I will not accept that.
It's not the same.
It's not. It's not the same. It's not the
Breaking
same,
news,
Akil.
guys. Breaking news. Loretta Lynn, the country music singer who was born a coal miner's daughter in the poverty of West Virginia hills, passed away at age 90. Rest in peace, Loretta Lynn. Coal miner's daughter. Yes, I'm actually sad about that, David. It's not funny. She was beat by her husband and she overcame a lot. So rest in peace, Loretta Lynn.
If we want to be the United States of America, if we really want to have that label, the United States of America, it starts with all of us accepting the fact that everybody has a difference of opinion. That's number one, a difference of opinion. I agree to disagree, but I'm still going to be friends with you. Look at me and you. Look at me. Me and you are the odd couple.
We really aren't. It's that America's just
No,
so
but think
fucking
about it.
soft.
No,
No,
think
they're
about
all a
it.
bunch of bitches. They all think we're like we should be enemies for what? Why?
No, but
Because we disagree on some political shit. Get the fuck out of here.
we no, but that's my whole point is what I mean by this is we, our company doesn't look at any of that shit. If you got talent and effort, let's rock and roll. 20 years ago, everything that I state today on this show, nobody ever got offended. Nobody had a, oh my God, I can't breathe moment. Nobody said, oh my God, David is like, no. Nobody would ever say that. Because what I'm speaking to you is facts. And the more we speak about these topics and the more we learn from each other, the better we become as a society.
I know you're being serious, David, but somebody just sent me another screenshot of that person wearing them boots. I'll send it to you in a second. I'm sorry. Look, all right, everybody. Here's what I've been laughing at for the last 15 minutes. Go on Twitter and you'll see Ron DeSantos wearing like these high white boots. There is a photo of the green Eminem chick wearing the same high white boots.
No, Ross, it's not. Ross, I disagree with you. It is not.
What? High boots? Like high socks?
No, I'm telling hold on one second, sorry.
Oh, you guys are still on this white privilege thing? Yeah, so the African American delegation has chosen not to partake in this conversation any longer because we do know it's real and we're just over it. We have actually put in for a trade. David Gokhshtein, we are trading you for Ross McDonald. We, the black delegation, are trading David Gokhshtein for Ross McDonald. It's like Wu-Tang Clan. We, the Chinese delegation, choose the RZA, the Wu, the Tang, and the Clan.
You know
One
what
of
it
the
is?
greatest sketches in modern history. Dave Chappelle, you got to watch it. The racial draft. It was
Uh,
funny. It was funny. It was funny.
I will. I'll say the reason why I'm able to speak the way I speak is because I grew up in an environment where it was multicultural, so we didn't see any of this. You know, I saw everything that was happening. There was no white privilege where I grew up. You know, like that's why I laugh when people mention white privilege. I don't know what the fuck that is. I don't understand it.
Just because you didn't experience doesn't mean that it didn't
I
happen.
experienced it. I experienced. You know what I experienced? I experienced getting uh, tossed to the side, knowing that I was more talented because my last name interfered with the process. That's what I experienced.
And I experienced getting searched multiple times because my first name happens to be Arabic and I'm a Christian and my grandmother was Jewish. Like what does this mean? Like it's like one of those things where I don't know. David, people are bigots, but the systems that they operate in is where that power to be bigots comes from. Like if you're saying in 2000 everybody with a Arabic middle first and middle name is now a terrorist, you're like, my name's Arabic. Doesn't it's not Muslim, it's Arabic. Like it's just weird. And that's part of our process. That's something that we've got to just recognize is like not the systems that we operate in, the systems. That's why it's called systemic racism. It has nothing to do with people. It's about how the systems were built and designed and why it exists is because the system itself was set up by like real racists. Like, and I mean real racists, like they owned slaves and they didn't want slavery to end. Our system was built by those same folks. I mean, think about it. Plessy v. Ferguson, which is a long-standing case, basically said that even if a slave escaped to another place where they were free, they were still property and they had to go back. That is still case precedent. And so that's been used for other things. In this country, in this country, my skin complexion made me chattel. I hear that again. Chattel. I was property of someone else just because of my skin complexion in this country. And that, guess what? I don't say I live in the past because I don't live there. But I have to remember that that's how our system was set up. And so there are remnants of those same bigotry in our system as a whole. So you just have to say, in order to deconstruct it, you have to pull it out. You have to pull out those remnants, all of them. And for a lot of people, it's really hard to get rid of remnants of the past because they hold on. Look, the word conservatism means to protect and conserve. Progressives means to move forward and progress. Somewhere in the middle, you have to find a happy medium ground. And that's where we're having our biggest conflicts at, is that we don't have anybody that wants to find a happy medium ground. You can preserve and protect while also moving forward. That's what kind of like blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies. hey, you can protect what you have, but you still got to progress forward. Because if you stay stagnant, you're going to die. That is literally what I have always been preached. If you stay where you're at, you're going to die. That is not hyperbole. It is the truth. You stay stagnant, you don't progress, you don't get better, you're gonna die right there. You're gonna lay down in the sand and you're just gonna let the heat take you away. Or if you're in the Arctic cap, you're gonna lay down and you're just gonna die in the snow because guess what? That's the easy way out. But if you're not progressing and getting better and you're moving forward, you're just going to die. But you do have to also be conservative because you've got to protect what you have. You have a limited amount of time, little amount of resources on this earth. Use them to the best of your ability. Don't be a tool bag. Help others. Be a decent human. And if anything, stay the fuck out of other people's way and don't be evil. That's the minimum I want in this world now. Don't be such a shitty human and stay the fuck out of other people's lives. That's what I would like out of America. 11:20 a.m. on the East Coast, 8:20 a.m. on the West. This is episode 69 of The Breakdown, powered by G Media and sponsored by Unstoppable Domains. Make sure you do yourself a favor, go to Unstoppable Domains, get you one of those things, and become a beast like me. And if you are interested, make sure you visit the shop and get you one of these wonderful G Media shirts. Because guess what? If you really do support us, you'll either go buy one of those shirts or you'll probably advertise on one of our shows. Make sure you go buy a shirt or think about advertising here at G Media. David Gokhshtein and I here for you, bring you news, entertainment, and always just the truth, the facts, and sometimes just our opinions. David, what are you shaking your head at now? What are you
Shout out
doing?
to everybody that has joined in today. We definitely appreciate you guys for tuning in and continuing to help us grow this show. Yes, there are things that are said on here that you might cringe because you haven't heard it ever in your life because you've been so fucking uh been put
Sheltered?
in a fucking sheltered, put in a bubble, had earplugs put in. I'm not speechless at all, Leo. My thing is, you know, I have, you know, in the beginning of this conversation, you had some, woman that came on here stating that I work 3 jobs. Congratulations that you work. What do you want, a medal? You want a medal? You want me to send you out a medal for working? I work too. Do I get a medal? You think just because
No.
somebody's successful, you think somebody because they're successful, they had shit handed to them? No. Nobody handed me anything. I never got anything handed to me. Do you think I don't want to go ahead and help people? I do. But there's a way of helping people. There is a way you go about helping people. You give them incentives. And to prove my point, 2 years ago, or about 2 years ago, I had a live stream at 9 p.m. on Wednesday. And at that time, it was Gokhshtein Unfiltered, Roar, right? And we had people who would call in all the time to be on the show, and I would talk to them. And what happened? We had a young kid who called into the show, a young Indian kid, I believe, call into the show saying that all I need is a little money. That's all he said. All I need is a little money. You know what happened? Ross McDonald, unbeknownst to me, went and gave this kid money out of his own pocket. The kid wanted it so badly that he's turned from a point where he said he was nobody to now he's somebody. It's called work ethic. It's called effort. It's called determination. It's called being consistent. Leo, who's in this room right now, is Latin American. He's a Spanish dude. And he runs a Lexus dealership. He is the GM of a Lexus dealership. Not a little one. He is a general manager. And that's a big title at a Lexus dealership. And that's not because that wasn't handed to him. That's because he worked. I'm trying to point something out for you guys. If you work, you will get what you're looking for, or at least you will come close. The other stuff that we speak about is an excuse. And you know it yourself because Dave Chappelle would tell you. Akil, ask Dave Chappelle, who you know.
Yep, I do.
And he would tell you exactly what I'm saying right now. Hard work got Chappelle where he is today. Nothing was handed to him.
Yeah, but Dave Chappelle also recognizes that his hard work wasn't in a vacuum. Dave Chappelle recognizes that he had to sleep on his cousin's couch, his godbrother's sofa. He couch surfed.
And you're making my point.
Because people helped him. People that didn't have his godbrother. His godbrother was a very close friend of mine.
Everybody helps you.
Yeah.
Everybody helps you.
But just recognize it. Everyone that says, "Oh, I did this by myself." No, you fucking didn't. Somebody else helped you. Somebody
You're not
was
understanding
there.
what I'm saying. Like Leo just said, I tell everybody, change your mindset.
Yeah, change your mind to change the world.
It doesn't matter what color you are, what ethnicity. It doesn't matter.
But David,
if you want something,
recognizing it is
my point.
It's not about
listen to my point, man.
I hear
Just
you.
Listen.
And I'm saying recognizing it is not a bad thing.
If you work hard enough, you'll get there. The dam will eventually break open. And you will get there. But if you are incentivized, if you're not incentivized, if you're just given stuff, you will never know what the meaning, you won't know what money is really worth. Because you've never had to really work for it. You will never respect the positions you get into because you've never had to work for them. That's all I'm saying, bro. Work hard. Work hard. Every single person. Look at this space. People have worked their asses off in this space. I don't even know who the fuck is who because everybody's a fucking avatar. But they've worked hard to get to their positions. We were once a very hardworking society that did not go ahead and rely on these these options to say, oh, well, it's because I'm this that I didn't. No. It's not because of this. It's because of you. Blame yourself. Yeah, Some people might have had it harder than others. No doubt about it. I don't disagree. But you know what? Those people never said a word. They continued to crawl, go through walls, do everything possible to fucking get it done. Pursuit of happiness. True story.
But it doesn't mean that the adversities that he faced weren't real. That
They
his
were real,
skin,
but he didn't make excuses.
that his skin color was a David.
Did he make excuses?
David, I'm
Did he
not
make
saying
excuses? Yes or
David,
no?
David. Me telling people about, hey, when I walk into a restaurant, I know that I'm not going to be served, and I have to be patient, and I have to be mindful, and I've got to wait. All that's white supremacy. All of that, everything that I just said is me just recognizing it and saying, look, I know that it's going to suck going into this Cracker Barrel where they won't serve me. But if I'm going to go with my friends and be a good friend, I know that these are the things that I have to deal with. Me saying that I recognize it is not saying that it's an excuse. The same way is an excuse that somebody gets to say, well, I'm just doing what everybody else did in my family and just treating black people like shit. Excuse me for using a Southern accent, because that's just kind of how people equate it, because actually Southerners, they're quite kind in most instances because they're actually remorseful about their family shit. It's the assholes that moved up to fucking Oregon that were like, we're just going to create a white safe haven in 80. Do you know up until 2001 in the state of Oregon, it was still on their books, that black people weren't allowed to live here. This state was literally founded that black people could not live here. That's racism. But guess what, David? People are like, oh, well, that's not how it is now. No, there's still parts of that out there. There's still parts of it out there. Just knowing that that's an experience and knowing that that's how you have to navigate the world is just being honest. Like, yeah, there's a bunch of races over in this part of the town. Don't go over there. Okay. Because I don't give my money to racists. I don't give my money or my time to people like that. But I have to let other people know, don't give your money or time to those assholes over there. Don't fuck with them. Because guess what? They're bigots. And don't hang out with them. Don't give them your money. Don't give them anything. Make them fucking suffer. And then when they start complaining about nobody shops at my store anymore, yeah, it's because you're a bigot, because you're racist. And we don't want to give you our time or our money. That's why we don't. We don't approve. And just telling people about it, there's nothing inherently wrong with it. Now, people that try to use it as some sort of theatrical crutch, I do have a problem with. But that's something different. That's a different scenario. Like, they're trying to get money out of you to fund whatever project they're going to do. I believe everyone has a place. But David, on that note, I do actually have to get going today. I have another meeting to prepare for. So it is 11:32 a.m. on the East Coast, 8:32 a.m. on the West Coast. David?
I just want to say again, thank you for tuning in to episode 69, the breakdown. I thought the 69 would actually be more sexual, but obviously it wasn't. But 69 episodes in, that is remarkable that we've had the amount of support that we've had. I appreciate every single one of you people. I really do. That's honest. Like I really do appreciate everybody that tunes in and supports the entire G Media network, the people that work for us uh, night and day. So much love to you guys. The breakdown is sponsored by Unstoppable Domains. You can go into gokhshteinmedia.com and click the link. And if you'd like to get yourself an NFT domain name, go ahead and do so. And we obviously have the Gokhshtein merch. If you guys don't start buying it in bulk, we're going to get fired. That has come down from Ross McDonald. Ross McDonald has stated that if we don't get at least 30 sales today, that both me and Akil will be fired from our positions. My last
You know what
thing
that
is
means, folks.
before I hand over the microphone to Akil, I just want to say that, you know, My point today was stop giving yourself an out. Stop being lazy. Set goals and go get them. That's really my message. Stop making excuses to why you can't do something. Get up, go do it. That's it. It's that simple. And if you fail, it's not a loss. You've learned something to come back stronger and better. That's it. Stop relying on the government for handouts. Rely on yourself. That was not to go ahead and belittle anybody. It was just to tell you guys stop relying on people. Stop relying on anybody. Rely on yourself, man. And on that note, again, thank you for tuning in. And I now yield my mic to my friend, my bald-headed friend, Akil Patterson.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Hey, Mishi, Oregon doesn't have taxes. Go fuck yourself. Learn about the fucking government before you make your moves. Blah, blah, blah. So with that, folks, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here on The Breakdown, episode 69. Have a great day and an even better tomorrow. But first, baby shark doo 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 doo, baby shark doo 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 doo, baby shark doo 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 doo, baby shark, mommy shark doo 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 doo, mammy shark doo 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 doo, mommy shark doo 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 doo, mommy